as humans, we tend to overly obsess over a certain situation. We tend to put all our thought and all our ego into a certain situation. And we tend to overthink from that certain situation and not really release ourselves from that. Now, that could, trigger a lot of anxious emotion within us and cause us to not be still with our nervous system. And therefore, we become overly obsessed in a certain situation and always wonder if things will work out, or wonder if, this dude likes me, or if she likes me, or he likes me, or, will he go on a date with me? We're going to be in a relationship together. Like, those are anxious, obsessive thoughts over a certain situation, which causes more overthinking, and what causes that thought or that certain, energy within all that manifest and make it more. And it can really take a toll within our nervous system and make us react a certain way. And we feel like shitty at the end because we care so much. We care so much about the situation. We care about so much about the outcome. Now, you're not the only one, because it used to be me too. Like, I used to do tarot a lot. I don't do it no more because I gave my life to God. That's a lot of, that's a stuff for another day. But anyways, I used to always do tarot, and I always wanted to go. I was so addicted to that deck because it would tell me the outcome. Sometimes it was just, tell me something I want to hear and tell me something I didn't need to hear. But I was so anxious to the point where I had to run to my tarot deck just to get an outcome, or just to get a message for the specific outcome. And boom, I still had anxious thoughts. I still just was worried. It didn't make the situation either better. But here's where the law of detachment comes from, or not giving a fuck comes from, is really taking a step back from that certain situation and finding calmness within yourself, because you can just tell yourself, I don't give a fuck. You can do that, but then you'll be delusional, because something in you will actually give a fuck. But taking a step back and view that situation, viewing that or just viewing it from a third person point of view and all the details that's within that, viewing that in the God perspective will give you a whole different mindset and a whole different perspective on that situation, because then you can view your thoughts, you can view the situation thoughts. You can view your thoughts, and you have an overall analysis on the whole situation, and basically release yourself from the outcome. Now, like I said, taking a step back from that certain situation will cause you to view things in a bigger picture. And instead of reacting how you would react on an emotional manner, reacting logical will help you find more peace within your nervous system. So try not to, be so obsessive within that certain situation. Try not to be so head over heels. You gotta literally stand back. Give yourself the possible outcomes. I always did this. I always give myself the possible outcomes of a certain situation. I would make up in my head, okay, if I get this job today, I'll be happy, I'll be cool. And if I don't get this job today, if I don't make the interview, okay, I'll be pretty shitty inside. And I will literally feel that feeling of that outcome that I didn't want. And I will get over that feeling really quickly. And then when that situation happened, then no matter, depending on the outcome, I'm still okay, because I already planned it. I already experienced that emotion already. I already just put myself in those shoes. Now, I feel like that helped me a lot back then, because I was the type of person that would overthink. Man, I would deep overthink. I would overthink about the overthinking. But, and that just only caused a lot of anxiety within me. It only caused my nervous system to be more wrecked. And it will cause me to have more, anxious feelings towards that certain situation. But already putting yourself in the shoes of what can possibly happen will make you already view, or make you already feel what could happen. And I know that sounds like pretty shitty, but that's another way that it can help you, because it helped me, because I already experienced the emotions, and I already dealt with the emotions, and I already pulled myself away because I already know how I feel. Now, also, releasing the outcome. Like, not putting so much in that situation, not putting so much in your emotions. It's like, don't build yourself for that expectation. Release that expectation. Don't put so much energy within that expectation, you know, it's going to work out, or it's not going to work out. Just remove that. If it work out, it works out. If it don't, oh well. Like, it's not meant for you. So just basically just pulling yourself away from not giving a fuck. Just don't care. And it's not all just a feeling. It's a mindset. Like, you can feel like you don't give a fuck all day, but when your mindset literally shifts to not giving a fuck, then that's where you truly is in the nature of not giving a fuck. Because who gives a fuck? Who cares? Not giving a fuck is a mindset, because when you don't care, then you can be your true self. You can be your true authentic self, because once you release the perspective or POV that people could possibly give you while just standing in your own perspective and standing in your own power, you can truly just be yourself. You can do whatever you want. Do what you want to do at the end of the day. Like, of course, people gonna view you either way. There's gonna be haters. There's gonna be people who want to copy your style. At the end of the day, there's gonna be people who give a fuck about you. But when you release that attachment around, you know, giving a fuck, and you start not giving a fuck and stepping back, then you're unstoppable. It's like canceling somebody who don't give a fuck about canceling. You know? So it's just basically just having that certain mindset. And, you know, I've been building this for a long time. Like, I built that mindset for a long time, man. I had people talking ish about me in school. I had people following me. I had people talking shit. I was like, ask me if I care. Because I was like a person that was like, they gonna whoop my ass. Talking, I don't care. It's like, damn, I'm so important. I'm in your minds. I'm in your subconscious, rent free. Like, it was to the point where people were dreaming about me. I'm like, y'all give a fuck that bad? So it's so much power in not giving a fuck, because there's people who give a fuck. You get it? But it's not, you know, having a mindset of constantly not giving a fuck 24/7. Not like, you know, you could be just detach. You could detach here and now, but you can't always attach. So in certain moments where you feel like your energy is not supposed to be involved in that moment, that's where you not give a fuck. That's where you detach. But when your energy needs to be involved in that certain situation, then that's when it's time to give a fuck. Okay? So yeah. But let me tell you another thing. Once you silence that ego that constantly just runs and be like, you know, what if he don't do this? What if he don't do that? What if she don't do this? What if she don't do that? Once you silence that motherfucker and push that ego aside and be like, look, just create a whole nother personality within yourself and use that personality when you need to. But once that ego in your head just start going off and worry about too much, so it's just, you know, ask yourself, if you're in a certain situation where you view yourself as caring too much and that person care less, oh, you barely care. Okay, that's all I need to know. So, you know, view it differently. It's just a mindset change. It's just, you know, balancing, you know, your thoughts, balancing that anxious anxiety character within your brain, and just create a whole nother fucking character and just let it exist. And whenever you need to switch to that motherfucker, switch to that motherfucker, because that's what I did. It might be something wrong with me, but whenever I needed that motherfucker, oh, it was there. I was ready to switch that.